Children, we are going to study about parts of a plant. So children, this is the session 1 about parts of a plant. Children, we see many different types of plants around us. Yes or no? Yes. Children, you will see many different types of plants when you step out of the home. And they all are of different shapes and sizes. Like some plants are big and some plants are small in size. So children, at many places you can see that there are some big plants and at some places there are some small plants. So there are different shapes and sizes of plants. So children, based on the size, shape, such different types of plants are divided into many categories. For example, big and tall plants are called trees. So children, you can see here, you can see in the picture, these are big and tall plants. So we can call it as a tree. For example, a palm tree and an apple tree. The next type of plant is shrub. So children, some plants are small and such small plants are called shrubs. For example, a sunflower and a rose. These are small in size. So these are called as shrubs. Children, the third type of plants are herbs. Some small plants do not have woody stems. So such plants with soft stems are called herbs. For example, there are coriander leaves. For example, grass, tulsi, neem. So all such are called as herbs because they do not have woody stems. For example, in this picture, we cannot see any woody stem of this plant. So children, these all are called as herbs. The next type is a climber. So children, some plants have weak stems. So such plants are called as climbers. For example, see the picture. This is a picture of such plant which needs support. So the plants that need support of other plants or some material, they are called as climbers. For example, hibiscus. and a grapevine. So these are climbers. So children, I hope you are all clear with the parts of a plant. Now children, we will study about more parts of a plant. Okay children? So children, just as you have eyes, nose, ears and other body parts, a plant also has many parts. So children, we can say that a plant has two main parts. So children, the part below the ground is called the root. So children, this is a picture of roots. Okay children, so we can see that this is the soil, this is the ground. So the part below this ground is called root. So this is the first main part of a plant. The second main part of a plant is the part above the ground, and this part is called the shoot. So children, you can see this huge tree. So children, the part which is above the ground is called shoot. So children, are you clear with this? There are two main parts of the plant. Always remember. The first one is the root and second is the shoot. So children, here we can see root is the first main part of the plant that consists of only roots. But shoot is the second main part of the plant that consists of many parts. Like it consists of stems, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. So children, shoot consists of stem, leaf, flower and fruit. Okay children, so these are the parts of a plant. Now we will study in detail about root. So children, what is actually a root? Root is the part of the plant that usually grows below the ground. So children, the root is an important part of the plant. It supports the plant. So children, for example, a potato. Potato is grown under the soil. So we can see here that there are some roots attached to potato. So children, they also help in preparing the food. So children, the roots take in water and minerals from the soil and they help in preparing the food. So based on that, there are two main types of roots. The first one is taproot. Children, some plants have one main root and it grows from the end of the stem into the soil. So children, there are many small roots that grow from this one main root. So children, this is the one main root. It starts with the end of the stem towards the soil. And we can see that there are many small roots around it. So, this main root is called taproot. Okay children, so which plants contain taproot? For example, plants such as bean, mustard and hibiscus have taproots. So children, the second main type of root is fibrous root. So children, plants like grass, wheat, rice and onion do not have one main root. Okay children, always remember that taproot has only one main root, but fibrous root do not have one main root. So children, they have many thin and bushy roots growing from the end of the stem. And these thin and bushy roots together are called fibrous roots. So children, always remember taproot has one main root, but fibrous roots have many main roots. Okay children, now we will study about uses of roots. So children, the first use of root is that roots help the plant to stay fixed to the soil. That is why plant is able to grow and it is able to stand straight. The second use of root is that when we water the plants, they take in water and minerals from the soil, which are then used by the plant for making food. For making food like beautiful flowers and sweet fruits and vegetables. So children, this is the second use of root. The third use of root is that some plants store the food in their roots, and we eat some of these roots. For example, a radish, turnip, beetroot, and carrots. So children, these are the examples of some plants that store the food in their roots. So children, you can see their roots. They store food in their roots. So this was all about root. Now we will study about stem. So children, what is a stem? The stem is the main part of the shoot. Try to recall, children, what is shoot? The part above the ground is called shoot. So children, stem is the main part of the shoot. The other parts of the plants, such as leaves, buds, and flowers, grow on the stem. So children, you can see in this picture that there are leaves, these are buds, and these are flowers. They all grow on the stem. So children, big trees such as the palm tree have a thick and strong stem. So children, you can see in the picture, this is a picture of a palm tree. See children, it has got a very thick and a strong stem. So, such a thick and strong stem is called the trunk. So, what is trunk used for? Yes, it holds the tree straight and upright. Okay children, so always remember that the trunk holds the tree straight and upright. For example, in plants such as climbers and creepers, the stem is weak and it cannot hold the plant upright. So children, such plants need support to climb up. For example, grapevine, pea, and bean plants are some plants with weak stems. So children, there are some weak stems. These are examples of weak stems. So children, now we will study about the uses of stems. So children, the first use of stem is that the stem keeps the plant upright and straight. So children, you can see in this picture that the stem keeps the plant upright and straight. The second use of stem is that the leaves, buds, flowers and fruits grow on the stem. So children, you can see in this pictures, yes, all the parts of the plant. For example, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits grow on the stem. Children, the third use of stem is that the stem helps in carrying water and food to different parts of the plant. So children, you can see in this picture, this is the stem of a very big tree. So this stem helps in carrying water and food to different parts of the plant. Okay children, the fourth use of stem is that stems of some plants are thick because they store the food prepared by the plant. So children, we eat some of these stems. For example, some stems grow under the ground, as we saw before. So children, potato is such a vegetable which is grown under the ground. So children, we can say that potato is an underground stem. So children, always remember that some plants have very thick stems because they store the food. For example, there are some more plants that have thick stems. For example, sugarcane. We eat the stem of sugarcane and it is very sweet in taste. For example, sweet potato and ginger. So children, these are some examples of such plants that have thick stems and they store the food prepared by them. And we eat these stems. Okay children. So children, this was session 1 about the parts of a plant. I hope you learned about root and stem. I hope you enjoyed learning. So children, we will continue this chapter in the next session. So children, keep studying. Thank you children.